the way investors think about building wealth. But because we don't believe in using financial advisors, stock tips, or traditional financial media, we have to do things different. We have to do things smarter. We do that through an art and a science we call trade hacking. At Navigation Trading, our methodology is based on statistics and probabilities, not hype or emotion. Our core strategies have been used by market makers, hedge funds, and floor traders for many years. Now, we share these secrets with you. Whether your goal is to make an extra $1,000 per month or replace your current income, with our guidance, you can achieve financial success beyond your wildest dreams. So, let's get started.
What's up, everybody? Good morning. It's Monday morning, September 25th. Welcome to Navigation Trading Live. We've got a special broadcast for you today, and we are going to be announcing the winner of our $50,000 account contest. So we'll get to that in just a minute. Really excited to announce the winner of that. We've got a special guest stopping by the office this morning to make that announcement. We'll just call her the Vanna White of Navigation Trading Contests, and she'll be in just a minute. But before we get to that, I want to make a couple announcements here. First, we've got 2 new courses coming out from Navigation Trading. The first is, and the first one will be released here in the next week or so, and it's called How to Trade Options on Earnings for Quick Profits. And it's all about trading options around a stock's earnings announcement. And being that it's perfect timing because it's getting towards the end of September, which will mark the end of the third quarter. And so starting in October, all the companies, it's kind of the beginning of earnings season. And so a lot of the companies will start making their earnings announcements. And so I want you to have this course in your hand so you can learn these strategies, because there are specific strategies that you can benefit from leading up to the earnings announcement. There are certain strategies you want to put on around the earnings announcement, and there are certain strategies you want to put on directly after they announce the earnings. So this course is going to be great. You're going to love it. So keep your eyes open for that. We will be releasing that here soon. And then a little bit later in October, we've got another course coming out called How to Trade Options on Futures for Max Leverage. And so it's all about futures, giving you all the details. I know, we trade a lot of options on futures here at Navigation Trading. They're one of our favorite trading vehicles in a lot of cases. And in a lot of cases, we like to trade them more than we do stocks and ETFs. And so, but there's a lot of nuances around trading futures, and I think sometimes newer traders get a little bit freaked out about the term futures, and it makes them a little nervous. They don't really understand what a future is and how it works. And so we are going to simplify and clarify everything around trading options on futures. So really excited about that course as well. So take a look at that when it comes out. We'll be making sure we notify you of that. And then just remember, this broadcast is all about you. We want you to be engaged. We want you to we want it to be interactive. So any questions that you have, any topics that you want us to cover, just shoot us an email or post them in the comments here on Facebook or YouTube, and we will most likely cover them in the next broadcast. So all the different topics and things that I cover, those are from your emails and from your comments. So keep those coming, and we want to make this show for you. So keep it up. The topic of this week is, because we are getting ready to release our earnings course, and because companies are starting to release some of their earnings, I want to go over, to give you kind of a sneak peek, I want to go over one of the trades that we talk about in our earnings course, and it's called the post-earnings iron condor. And so, as I mentioned, the companies will come out with their earnings announcement. They are announced to be, they are projected to be announced usually anywhere from 4 to 5 weeks in advance. So once you know what that date is, you can see exactly when they announce the earnings. Some companies announce earnings after the market closes. Some announce earnings the morning before the market opens. So So you can be aware of all that. All that is built into the most platforms, Thinkorswim platform. It's all built in there, so you have it right at your fingertips. And in this case, I want to walk through an example of a post-earnings iron condor and show you how we found this trade, and then show you some of the other tools that we use to make these trades, and this will be our trade of the week. So we just heard the bell, market just opened. Let's go to the platform and take a look at what's going on. So we've got stocks down a little bit, relatively flat. ES is down -3, Dow's down 14, NASDAQ down 27.5. Let's take a look at some of these other markets. Oil's up over 1%, gold down a little bit, natural gas down slightly. All the grains down about 0.5%. They continue to kind of stay beaten down. Some of the emerging markets, the Mexico ETF down about 0.5%. FXI, the Chinese large cap, down over 2%. Big move there. Euro down about 0.5%. Some of the other emerging markets down. So everything's a lot of red on the screen today. Biotech's pretty flat, and some of these other oil-related ETFs, OIH and XOP, up a little bit. Financial's pretty flat. So that was just a quick overview of the markets. Let's go to the trade of the week that I mentioned. So there's actually two options, and I want to show both of these to you. The first is FedEx, ticker FDX. So if we look at the chart, you can see the earnings announcement was done on the 19th, so just a few days ago, late last week. And then you can see that you get that implied volatility crush that we always do after the earnings announcement is made, and now starting to creep back up. So what I like to do after a company has announced its earnings, what I'll do is I will pull up the scanner, the back tester that we've been talking about that we use. And what I've done here is I'm looking at a 3-year back test. So we're looking at how FedEx has performed after the earnings have been announced over the last 3 years. So they announce once a quarter, so that's 12 different occurrences that we can take a look at. And what I'm doing is I'm looking at an iron condor, selling an iron condor, and the way that I'm customizing this is that a few days after the earnings announcement, in this case 3 days after the earnings announcement, and then we would close the position 30 days after the earnings announcement. Okay, so we're putting this on as a post-earnings iron condor. We're going to manage our winner at 40% of max profit, like we always do with iron condors. And then I put up 5 different scenarios. So the 50 delta call and buying the 10 delta call and put, that's basically a butterfly. And then we can look at the 40 delta, 30 delta, 20, and 20. And then buying the 5 there, that's the difference between these two. So when we traditionally put on an iron condor, we're typically selling between the 20 and 30 delta. So you can see this is a positive trade. We've had 10 wins and 2 losses over the last 3 years. So very good win rate, 83.3% win rate, and the profit was positive, not great, right? And the other thing that we want to look at is look how low implied volatility is. We've got the percentile at 17, the IV rank at 22, so pretty low. However, based on the statistics and the back testing and the strategy of doing this post-earnings iron condor, that would be a valid strategy. I mean, it's been profitable, good win rate, so that would be one option. But the one that I like a little bit better is ticker ADBE, which is Adobe. And we're going to do the same thing, sell a post-earnings iron condor. And look at the performance of this. So not only has the win rate been just as good or better, but the performance has been significantly better. And you can see just by looking at the chart how consistent this is performed each quarter. So Adobe would be the one that I would look to put on. And if we go back to the platform and take a look at the chart of Adobe, you can see that the implied volatility is much higher as well. So if I'm looking at a couple different underlying symbols and one has lower IV, one has higher, I'm always going to opt for the higher IV, just like we teach in all of our courses. So we've got an IV percentile of 45. Even though it's not over 50 like we like for our typical monthly trades, it's still relatively high. And the fact that we're doing this as a post-earnings trade, not a traditional income trade, that makes this a viable strategy. So we're going to simply go to the trade tab, go to our typical 30 to 60 days to expiration, in this case 53. And remember, we want somewhere in that 20 to 30 delta range to sell our options. So we're going to right click on the 29, sell iron condor. And the strikes we have to choose from are 5 points wide. So we're going to stick with those. We'll do the 155, 160 on the call side. And then on the put side, we want to go over here and find 20 to 30 delta. And in this case, we would look at the 140 strike. So we choose the 140 on the put side, and then we would buy the 35 for protection. And let's go ahead and click this over to the Analyze tab and take a look at the visual graph. So we've got a per contract, we've got a max profit of $174. Max risk, and the total capital to put the trade on is $326. So this is perfect. This is exactly what we're looking for. So that's an example of kind of the process that we go through for this example of a post earnings iron condor trade. And what I'll do is I'll probably kick this up a few more contracts. I will work this order to get filled, and once I do, I will shoot this out to Alerts subscribers. If you're not an Alert subscriber, we're still doing our special 2-week trial for $7. So if you want to check that out, go to NavigationTrading.com and click on Navigation Alerts. So I will work that order after we get off the broadcast here and shoot that out to Alerts members depending on the price we get filled at. But now I want to go back to the contest and announce the winner. So We've been running this contest for a few months, and just as a reminder, the way it's going to work is we have funded a Thinkorswim account with $50,000 of our own money. And I actually came up with this idea when I was running. I don't know, I think I was on like a 7-mile run, and it kind of came in my mind because I was trying to think of what can I do for our members at Navigation Trading that nobody else has ever done. I've never heard of anybody else doing this. And so I came up with this idea that what if I put $50,000 in an account and let somebody else trade it and then let them keep half the profits? And so I talked it over with the rest of the team, and we kind of tweaked and figured out what the best way to do would be to do this. And so that's what we came up with. So the winner is going to get to trade our account for 3 months, and at the end of that 3 months, whatever profit is there, they're going to get to keep 50% of that money. So we're really excited about this, not only for the winner, but whoever the winner is, we are going to record those sessions, video record those sessions, and it's gonna kind of double as a coaching session. And we're gonna post those recordings on the site at NavigationTrading.com, so all of our members can watch those, and hopefully it'll help you become a more successful trader by watching us teach and watching us walk through the process with this winning member. All right, so is everybody ready? If you're ready, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, give me something, make a comment, type yes in the comments either on Facebook or YouTube. Even if you're not watching live, I want to hear from you. So here's what we're going to do. We've got all the contestants. We went through every application. Some people decided they thought they might have a better chance if they applied twice or 3 times. Only one will count, so we had to throw out the duplicates. We also had a couple stipulations. We wanted to make sure that you had taken a couple of our courses, that you were an Alert subscriber, because we wanted, if we're going to let you trade our money, we want to make sure that you know what you're doing, that you have an idea of our methodology, that you have an idea of how to trade, that you can place trades on the Thinkorswim platform, all that good stuff. So we narrowed it down, and we've got all of the names in a hat here. All right, we wrote them down on pieces of paper. We've got them all here, and I want to welcome a special guest to our broadcast this morning. We call her the Vanna White of Navigation Trading Contest. Vanna, say hello to everyone.
Hi, everybody.
All right, so she's gonna draw. So I'm gonna hold the hat out, and she is going to draw the winning name. All right.
Drum roll.
Na, 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 na.
Okay. Congratulations, Matthew K.
Matthew K. Matthew K. I'm not going to say his last name in case he doesn't want me to, but Matthew K., congratulations. You are the winner of the $50,000 account contest. So if you are watching, make sure you make a comment, give me a woohoo or something. Let us know. I will be emailing you. Hopefully there's not more than one Matt K. or Matthew K. out there, but Matthew K., I'll make sure I find out your contact information. I will reach out to you, or if you're listening, make sure you reach out to us. Congratulations, and it's going to be an exciting contest, not only for Matthew, but also for all the other students that are going to be able to watch this coaching session unfold and happen, and hopefully it helps improve your trading as well. So congrats, Matthew. Everybody have a great week of trading, and we will talk to you next week. Have a good one, everybody.